Hey again everybody, it's Rishila Lynn and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing about my whole first trimester. So the last video was about my symptoms, and this time I will be talking about the other things that happened during the first 3 months of this pregnancy. I hope you will keep on watching. The first trimester actually starts during your last period. So the first day of when your last menstruation cycle started, before you got to conceive the baby you're currently having, is the onset of your pregnancy. Am I correct? That is the day that the doctor will use to start counting. That will be the basis of the baby's gestational age and your future due date. In my case, my last menstrual period is September 29, 2020. It wasn't around a month after, like October 29th, when I got a BFP, or a very clear positive result in a home pregnancy test kit. And at that point I was already 4 weeks pregnant, so that's 1 month down. And everything else that happened right after that was the first thing that I did was I called my doctor and I set an appointment. I was told that the best time to set an appointment is when your period has been delayed for 2 weeks, but some doctors are okay with you calling earlier. However, in my case, I wanted to minimize doctor's visits because of COVID-19 and because I have a toddler. So I tried not to bring the virus home to him by not going to the doctor too often. So I called my doctor when I was quite sure that I was pregnant. That was when my period was already 2 weeks delayed, and I set an appointment. The next thing that happened was my first prenatal visit. I was 7 weeks pregnant, and she immediately did a TVS to see the baby and confirm the pregnancy. It also verifies the gestational age of my baby, like if it coincides with the last menstrual period date that I provided. Basically, like I said, you can determine the age of your baby, like how far along you are with the pregnancy, using the date of your LMP. But most doctors also do a TVS to check for sure, and I believe a TVS is also to check if the baby has implanted well and if the baby is growing in the right place, like not in the fallopian tube or elsewhere. Aside from the transvaginal sonogram, the doctor asked me to start taking vitamins, but I actually already was taking folic acid since the last menstrual period date because I wanted to make sure that it was going to be a healthy pregnancy. So she told me to just continue my folic acid once daily. And last thing for that prenatal visit was she asked me to do some lab tests, specifically CBC, FBS, HIV test, HbA1c, and urinalysis. These are basically tests to check for health issues such as if I have high sugar levels, high white blood cells or low red blood cells, those kinds of stuff. Usually your OB will ask you to do some of these tests again later in the pregnancy to check if you are having, like, if there are changes or if you're responding well to your vitamins, if you need more, or things like that. The next thing that happened during my first trimester was another prenatal visit when I was 11 weeks pregnant. So that was my second time seeing my doctor, and this was the time I asked her about my nasal congestion that I was talking about in the previous video, and she told me that I was having pregnancy rhinitis and I couldn't take medications for that. Good thing I did not. And she just advised me to take to do what I was already doing, the home remedies. So yeah, there was basically nothing else I could do, but she added like some vitamins for me to take with my folic acid. It's actually vitamin D3, which I believe is for calcium absorption, and another vitamin, like a prenatal vitamin, OB-Min plus, with DHA, omega-3, iron, vitamin C, it's basically a prenatal multivitamin that I really love to take, because instead of taking a lot of capsules or tablets, I just have to take this one soft gel capsule. She also did an ultrasound. This time it's not the transvaginal ultrasound anymore. She did the abdominal one. She used this thing that it's a transducer. She placed it on top of my belly, and then she moved it around, and then we saw my baby on the monitor. I think she measured the baby and told me that the measurements were perfect, the baby was growing well, everything was fine, and we also saw the baby move. And then she printed out a picture of the ultrasound, which I got to take with me and show my husband and my family. One last thing about that prenatal visit was she asked me to monitor my weight, because my pre-pregnancy weight was only about 120 pounds, but at that point I was 11 weeks pregnant and I was already 132 pounds. It wasn't alarming yet, but she said that if I was going to continue gaining weight at that rate, then it might become a high-risk pregnancy. Actually, now that I'm in my 3rd trimester, spoiler alert, my weight has been quite an issue throughout the pregnancy. And if you want to know more about that, what I did, what I had to do, why I had to watch my weight, what happened, and yeah, I had to change my diet, I will make another video for that to explain. So maybe you can check that out if you're interested or if you're experiencing the same. So that's it for my whole 1st trimester. Like I said in my previous video, when I was talking about my 1st trimester symptoms, by the end or towards the end, like when I was 3 months pregnant already, some of the symptoms I felt were completely gone, but some were still there, bothering me. And since I've already gone quite far along the pregnancy, I am 8 months pregnant today while filming this, I can definitely say that the 1st trimester was the most difficult one. I am so happy that that's over, but if you're currently in your 1st trimester and you're experiencing the same symptoms I had, or maybe even worse, that's alright, don't worry too much. It will be over soon, and good news is the 2nd trimester for me, so maybe even for you, was the easiest one, so it might be also the easiest one for you. So that's something to look forward to. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.